Jordan Henderson announced on his social media pages, "It's hard to put these last 12 years into words, and it's even harder to say goodbye. I will always be a Red until the day I die. Thank you for everything. You'll never walk alone, Jordan." So he's put this out on his social medias. Liverpool haven't put out anything yet. It's yeah. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Obviously, it's hard to put to one side of where he's going. Uh, Essentially, the morality of the transfer itself, right? But I just want to talk about his stint as Liverpool captain. It's been remarkable, a journey of so many ups and so many downs, and then back to so many ups. Like ridiculous, ridiculous. Like, what do you call it? Disparity. Like the he's had to go through so much in order to be successful, and he comes out after 12 years of playing for Liverpool, or what is it, 10 years as a captain. When did he become captain? 2015, right? So 8 years of Liverpool captain, and being the most successful Liverpool captain since the 80s. That is a remarkable achievement, right? His thing is well done. Like, Jordan Henderson, never been the best player, never been technically sensational, but fuck, he grafted hard, didn't he? He grafted hard, and he deserves everything in his life in terms of success, what happened to his family, the family concerns he's had recently, not recently, but during Champions League final with his father and all that. He deserves every bit of love. But I'm talking more of as a captain sort of thing here. So it's hard to talk about one thing and not talk about the other thing that we're trying to not trying not to mention. That's the wrong way of saying it. I'm just trying to focus on this thing because I've already spoken about. I really made a video with Fabinho and Henderson. Actually, let's mention about this first. He's probably getting criticised for it because he stood up for it more than every other player. So that you don't see anyone these days dipping their head out of the water and saying something different, or being something different, or coming out into a public and saying something like positive, something about not controversial, but like something standing up for something. And with other players, do not do that. They're really PR media trained. They're not really saying anything. And the likes of Henderson, Rashford. There's a couple more that I don't know at the top of my head who've done that. So, especially those two players, if they do something out of line of that, they get criticised, and probably so they should, because then it'll be something like, yeah, you're just a publicity thingy. But him as a captain, so when he became captain in 2014 or 2015 and become captain, was he? I think he was the captain with Gerrard. So 14-15, he was being announced new Liverpool captain, gets it off Steven Gerrard. Imagine being that person. Gerrard coming off the pitch, Henderson's your substitution, and you're giving Henderson the captain's armband, for example, thinking, fuck. And he's got that baton. And now Rodgers is gone, thinking, he could have been sold by Clint Dempsey by Rodgers. Clint fucking Dempsey. Remember him? Some of you might know him. He could have been swapped or bought for instead of that. And he just stayed here and just grafted. He's like, nah, I'm going to take it all on the chin and we're just going to go for it. And he went just like a steam train. Klopp comes in 2015 and Henderson's injured, so it's a bit hard to make a first impression. But it does, off the pitch wise. And obviously Gerrard is already gone. Sterling gone. It's a poor squad. We've got a young squad, not a good squad for sure. Only a couple good assets in Sturridge, Lallana, Coutinho. That's about it, really. And then Klopp comes in. Henderson 16-17, straight away he's on the pitch. He's like, right, here we go. And since then, Henderson has been down a couple of times, up there, but Klopp has trusted him. Now, this is what to say about every single manager that has an interaction or has coached Jordan Henderson, thinking, what an amazing leader, what an absolute wonderful captain, what an absolute good player as well, by the way. I feel like the player in him gets not rated because of his off the pitch attributes. It's crazy. Klopp used to say all the time, he's one of the best in the team in tight spaces. So it's very, very close. 1-2s, 1-2s, one touch football. Yeah, it's a time. It's now 2023. Henderson now 33. He's off to Saudi Arabia, and he put out his goodbye wishes, goodbye, thank you so much video on social media, thinking, fuck, it's an end of an era, isn't it? It's an end of an era. He won everything for us. Everything. He brought number 6 to Liverpool. Number 6. The most in England's, well, still, by 3 Champions Leagues. And brought number 19, fucking at last, to the Reds. After 30 years. After 30 years. I think it's shit. He was the one. Now you can say, he wasn't that good. He was like, it doesn't, but fuck, if you're one of those, it doesn't matter. Your opinion does not count. It doesn't count. He lifted it. He lifted it. And that's why so many of us will be so grateful and so admirable of what he did for us. What an absolute captain. He would shout at everyone. Proper captain. Really different to Gerrard. Really different to Van Dijk. Really different to both of those. Van Dijk will likely get the captain's armband off him. Really different to both of them. Gerrard and Van Dijk will lead on the pitch with the ball. You know, he would just follow me. Henderson was just completely different. He would just from the get-go, bang, in terms of mentality and in terms of just a sheer attitude of we don't fucking give up. We keep going. And he was Jurgen Klopp on the pitch. I can say for sure Jurgen Klopp would play like Jordan Henderson if he was a player. In this Liverpool team as a midfielder, for example. The engine, the work rate, the grafting, working hard, busting a bollock to get back and help your defense, for example. Or leading. So yeah, it's hard to feel, I don't know, it's hard to feel like I am sad. It's sort of probably what made his decision is probably Jurgen probably told him your minutes are just gonna go down, and Jordan's probably I would love to stay around. I would love to be a captain and hopefully win a couple more trophies in my stint. But if I don't play, he played so many minutes last year because of injuries and so on. But if Fabinho stays and we get Lavia, who's getting confirmed, so I'll make a video soon, very, very shortly. Szoboszlai and McAllister are in. Elliott and Curtis Jones are on the up. And Stefan Bajcetic was one of our shining lights last year. And you got Thiago as well, who's most likely going to stay because there's no report so far. So, ahead of him in the pecking order, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Fabinho in the number 6 if he stays, Lavia in the number 6 if he comes. So that's 6 players. And then you've got the question marks of Thiago's injury record, and Harvey Elliott. So you're at the very, very least your 7th choice. And we've lost 5 midfielders. Now we're losing Henderson, and I hope Fabinho stays because it doesn't look like we're going to get another midfielder. I hope this isn't. I'm going to talk about the other thing, but we're losing so much experience. Henderson, Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain was an absolute class, a wonderful person to have in the dressing room. And I'm not sure about Naby Keita. I'm not sure about Bobby Firmino off the bench. But you're missing, you're losing so much experience. And I've got a little, not a fear, but a little anxious feeling of we might start the season slowly because these boys need more direction, more play. So hopefully Fabinho stays for that matter. But in terms of Henderson, just want to say thank you so much. Fuck, I've backed him. He was one of my favorite players. Him and Firmino. I don't know why. Firmino because he's just the Samba, and they're just the way he plays. I just created a new word. play, the way he plays on the pitch, the flicks, the tricks, the smile on his face. And then you got Henderson. They're literally the exact opposite. Just like when I played back in the day, back in school, for so on. I was Henderson on the pitch. I would just like run and just give it all. And when I come off the pitch, I'm like dead. That's how he was, at the end of Barcelona. He was injured. That 4-0 Barcelona, he was injured and he still played through an injury. And he ran his socks off. And a title-winning season, he becomes one of our most important players, one of our better players. It was his best season for us. The many times he would just lift at us or score an important goal or created something. It wasn't like him, but he sort of went a bit more forward, created. That was his best season for us, I think. 1920, 18, 1920. Well, 18, 19, he was also like, when you get players like Oxlade-Chamberlain coming to the squad, Naby Keita, and the likes, you're thinking, they're taking Henderson's position because he's the least technically gifted, right? And it's like, nah, fuck off. I'm still going to get this wrong. I'm going to still back myself. And he did. And always, a little slump in form, a little dip in like manager's selection, for example. Nah, grafted, get back in the side and go again. I'll go again. Now, unfortunately, last year he wasn't that good. He was a bit crap. And so was Fabinho. And that's why he's potentially leaving. Jurgen made a decision like, you can stay, but you're going to be 8th choice midfielder, really. Just, 8th, I'm just choosing a random number. Like, you can stay and be a captain and lead these young boys to the new Liverpool, we're trying to rejuvenate Liverpool. It's a new revolution, right? A new revelation. I think you can stay for that, or just like, no, we want to play. And maybe Al Ettifaq and Steven Gerrard were the only clubs that bidded for him. So maybe like, well, I can stay, and it doesn't look like any other club would want me because of my age, essentially. He could go to America, for example, but there's maybe no offers there. And the money was getting offered, thinking, stay, but that's a shame because what he stood up for. Yeah. Anyways, as I said, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Yeah. All I'm going to say is, yeah. Thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you so much.